Happy Friday, T Squad. It's your girl Keisha, aka Color Me Pynk, and I'm here with this week's All Tea All Shade Power Book 2 Ghost Season 3 Episode 9 review. I drop videos Monday through Sunday. Everything that I say is for entertainment purposes only, not to be taken seriously or literally, meaning my jokes and Jones. So if that works for you, let's get into this video. But before we do, I want to remind you guys that my new series, KE Guide, dropped this week, and it's a new series where I'll be breaking down all of the new television, movies, and documentaries of the week that you all should be tuning into. Episodes will be airing on Mondays at 6 p.m. Central Time, so make sure you guys support weekly. Okay, so in last night's episode of Power, we see Kane confront Tariq about Effie getting locked up. He blames Tariq, feels like Tariq set her up. And he was like, why would I set her up? Like, that makes absolutely no sense. Just because you're coochie-matized, okay, doesn't mean that I set her up. And he was like, and at the end of the day, you've been gunning for me. You want to be me. You want my leftovers. Like, how does it feel to taste my Peter eater in your mouth? Because you've been kissing her and she's had her mouth on my Peter eater. And so him and Kane end up fighting because Tariq tried to steal on him but missed. Child, Tariq still can't fight after 3 seasons and 6 seasons of Power. He still can't fight. Kane beat him up and almost bashed his head in until Davis came in drunk and broke it up. So Kane ends up leaving, and Davis is, of course, still reeling over his brother unaliving himself and, Sax getting pow-powed. And Tariq says that Sax had Whitman's file. So now Davis is really crawling up the wall, because if Sax had it, then that means that the feds have the same information, and that is not good for any of them. And Davis says that he used that file to help Monet out, but he kept it for leverage against Monet just in case anything went left. So Tariq at that point decides to take it himself so he can put it up somewhere so it won't get back to any of them. But that ended up coming back to bite him in the booty. So Effie is in the precinct, in the holding room, and she refuses to talk. All she wants is a lawyer, a lawyer, a lawyer, a lawyer, a lawyer. Now, Jenny from the suburbs and fake A. Angela, who I cannot stand, learned that Sax is dead. Jenny has this whole moment when she identifies the body. And I'm like, girl, you left him out there to dry, didn't give him no security or nothing. So this is partly your fault. So then we see Kane confront Brayden about the Effie situation. He practically run the man over with his car, child. And I'm like, Brayden, why did you just stand there in the street instead of you just talking about some Kane? It's like, move out the way, you idiot. So you deserve to get hit with the car. So he ended up having to go to the hospital because he probably broke a rib or something. Monet is at the crib and she's opening up the mail for the day, and she has received a letter in the mail from Sax. This part was so stupid to me. You didn't see her say, who is that? Who just walked in the house? Who's that walking around? Or nothing. Diana come walking in the room talking some, Ma, it's me. Nobody asked who you were. Nobody said who is there coming in the house. Why did they have her say, Ma, it's me? That was the dumbest line I've ever seen. So apparently Sax has written letters to everybody in the wake of his unaliving in case anything ever happened to him. So in the letter to Monet, he basically lies on Tariq, saying Tariq been working with the feds. And I'm like, you went out a slime bucket even in your death. And here everybody was feeling a little bit sad for you, but then we remember that you've been a slime bucket this whole time and ain't nothing changed about you. So Monet don't think that is true. Diana thinks that it is because she feels like Tariq set her up. But I'm like, Tariq, the one that helped you get out of jail? Make it make sense, Diana. I was rooting for you. maybe your braids were too tight. I'm not understanding. So Monet tell her to, find out as much information as possible. So Lauren is not answering any of Tariq's phone calls. And I'm like, why is she still in hiding? Everybody know you alive. Like, why is she still in hiding? I'm so confused. Like, yeah, the Tejadas could probably get to her, but they can probably still get to her regardless because everybody know you alive. You pulled up at the school. Everybody at the school know you alive. Like, okay. So, like I said, she not answering any of Tariq calls. Tariq, leave her a message like, I need to know what the feds is on. Like, I need information. I need tea, sis, okay? So we then see Evelyn head over to Monet's bar to confront her about the video of Drew basically confessing to something happening to Gordo. And Monet won't budge. She's being the cold-hearted snake that she always has been. And Evelyn just begging her mother to mother, like, tell me the truth. And Monet was like, basically, I ain't got nothing for you. Get somebody else to do it. So Evelyn was like, I granted you grace with Frank, but you won't get away for her to my son. And she was like, is that a threat? You threatening me? And so Kane was like, Evelyn. So she peeped that it was, 2 against 1. So let me skedaddle in my really chic blazer. So she leaves, and when she leaves, Drew steps out the back, and she was like, she not gonna stop looking for you. Like, so Drew was like, this is my mess. We need to take them out, the whole family. And I'm like, oh my God, y'all gonna kill this lady and her kids? Y'all ain't got no heart. Y'all are soulless. And I'm ashamed to say I watched this show. Like, what is going on? So Tariq pulls up on Obi, who is Noma's little right-hand man, and says that he has to shut down the Wall Street, coffee thing because, the feds is all over them and that he needs extra time to make the quota for that month. Obi is sitting there pulling the teeth out of somebody he's torturing. And even though I knew it was fake, it was still gruesome. Like, the sound of it was making me... So, he was like, basically, he can't help Tariq because Noma is the only person that can help him. And he was like, what you need help with? So Obi was like, her influence is the only way my family in Nigeria can get green cards. So we see it wasn't that hard or difficult for him to turn on Noma at all. So Tariq promises to get the green cards if he can stall Noma out. So he was like, I'm going to give you 72 hours, all right? 72 hours. So we then see Tariq and Tate meet up. And he asks Tate to get the green cards for him. Now, Tate asking him for information on Western Holdings, like, should I even be dealing with these people? What's good? And Tariq was like, yeah, everything's good. Great company, da-da-da-da. But Tate ain't no food, and he know that Tariq is a lying ass. So he calls up Keisha Short character, and they meet up with this other man. And he asks, is everything good with Western Holdings? And the dude was like, no, not at all. Like, it's some shady stuff going on over there. And Tate was like, okay, so I knew that he was lying to me. I knew that little Negro was lying to me. So he was like, how about I help you take them down and help the police to take you more seriously? So now they about to take Western Holdings down. Davis offers to help Effie when he goes to see her in jail, but she was like, nah, I already got somebody, but I can't get on the phone. So I want to know, who is this lawyer? Don't nobody tell me down below. I do not want to know. But obviously, she got a connect that she feels confident in, and I want to know who that lawyer is. I'm like, is it Tamika? No, because Michael Ealy, if you don't know, Michael Ealy is joining Power Book 2 Ghost for season 4. But I believe in his bio, it said that he was going to be like a detective or something like that. I don't believe he's going to be a lawyer. So, I'm wondering. But I don't know. But she got a lawyer already, so she basically don't need his help. So after that, we see the feds ransack Western Holdings, and Lucas then dipped out, honey, and left them to handle all of that on their own. Brayden then tells his daddy that Lucas was scheming and, was a part of this whole Ponzi scheme. And he takes up for Kiki and act like Kiki didn't know what was going on. Like he, covered her or whatever. So his father is freaking out like, oh my God, like our whole life is in the balance at this point. I don't understand why they didn't have Robert, Braden's daddy, say, you knew this the whole time and didn't tell me? Like, make it make sense. Like, that's something you would have slapped your son upside his head with. Like, you kept this a secret from me? Like, really? I feel like that should have been delved in more. Like, because any father would have cussed him out and went off on him. And the mother and the brother. Like, everybody should have been cussing Brayden out. So then we see Jenny from the suburbs and fake Angela accusing Davis of killing Sax. And he was like, if anybody is to be accused, it's you, sister girl. And you need to back up off my face. So Tariq meets up with Braden and tells him that they need to get rid of Lucas. And he was like, no, I can't do that. That's my uncle, dude. That's family. What did you say about family? And Tariq was like, well, what about my family? My trust fund would have covered them once they got out of Woodsack, but now that's gone because of your uncle. So now that Tariq's trust fund is gone, where does that leave the whole Will situation? Because he ain't even got to finish school or nothing now because ain't no money to finish school for. So what's going to happen with that? I need clarity on that situation. So, Brayden was like, I don't want to end up like you. I don't want to be the person that can kill his own father. And Tariq was like, I ain't do that. He's still lying about that. He gonna take that to the grave. And so Tariq was like, look, at the end of the day, are you gonna step up for this family? Because it's either you in or out. Like, you keep on trying to play the fence. You want to be a thug over in Gangsta's Paradise one day, and then you want to be Zach from Saved by the Bell the next day. Like, we're not gonna do that, okay? Cause I'm saved by the bell. And I get it, like, dude, like, you wanted a part of this life, then you need to get in where you fit in. Get down or lay down. You know what I'm saying? On some beans type time. So Brayden was pissing me off in that scene. Really, really honestly was. It's like, you want to play gangster, but you don't really want to be gangster. Like, you want to let all the niggeras do all the dirty work. Got my eye on you, Brayden. So then Weston assets are frozen. They can't get none of their money, so they really freaking out. Robert's wife is like, you got to turn on your brother. He's like, I can't. That's my brother. So the feds then stopped by their crib and was like, Robert, we need to bring you in for questioning. So Lucas calls fake Angela and Jenny from the suburbs and tells them that he didn't have anything to do with the Ponzi scheme and that he's hiding because he knows who did it and is in fear of his safety in his life, and basically blames Brayden and was like, Brayden, look into the cash coin thing or whatever that Brayden had going on or whatever. So now they putting everything together like, okay, now we can take not only this dude down for the Ponzi scheme, but Brayden down for whatever he got going on. So Brayden is at Kiki's crib while she's packing up, getting ready to dip because she doesn't, of course, want to go to jail. Her family didn't work their asses off to get her in school, and this would like embarrass her whole entire family and everything. Like, it's a mess. But Brayden promises Kiki that he won't rat her out if she just tells him where Lucas is. So after that, we see Kane and Drew go and place a gas hose into the little bodega or whatever that place is that Evelyn and them own, and basically gas them out to kill them. They go inside with some masks and stuff on and raise up the thing, but I'm trying to remember, did they open it back up? And because I remember when they walked in, they closed it. And then they took the gas mask off. But the gas wouldn't have evaporated that fast. So how was they able to breathe without the mask? I can't remember if they pulled it back up or not. But then they couldn't just pull it back up because then people could randomly walk by and see what was going on. I don't know. That was very confusing for me. But Drew, little weak ass, gonna bend down over Evelyn and say, I'm so sorry, Gordo, I had no choice. And she tells him that it was Monet that had Gordo kill Lorenzo. And he then smothers her. And Kane comes over and was like, did she say anything? And he was like, no. Wasn't he only like 2 feet away? He couldn't hear what she said. Like, I don't like Drew's character. Like, I feel like they have really ruined his character. Like, he was supposed to be the Michael Corleone of the family, the brains, the bronze, and everything. And he is the weakest link on this show. I hate his character. I absolutely hate him. He gets on my everlasting nerves. So then we see Diana head over to Tariq's dorm room and confront him about working with the feds. And he was like, girl, if you don't get out my face. Like, he was so annoyed with her because it's just like, bitch, I helped you get out of jail. What the hell are you talking about? So Diana was like, okay, I'm sorry or whatever, but I don't want to be in this life. I want to get away. What happens if I transfer? And he like, girl, I got bigger fish to fry. You need to figure that out on your own. And so she like, really? Okay. Like, girl, you just came in there and accused this man of setting you up and working with the feds, but then you going to ask for his help. Make it make sense, Diana. And I hate what they doing with Diana's character too, because if I would have been the writer, considering the fact that Diana wants to get out the life and go away, it's the same thing that Tariq wants. I would think that when she found out the truth about Monet, she would have teamed up with Tariq to go against Monet and for them to be able to live the life that they want to live. You know what I'm saying? Like, that would be more smart to me for Diana to use everything Monet has taught her against her. You know what I'm saying? Like, but whatever. So she ended up leaving out the room because he received a phone call from RSJ. So she leave. He answered the phone call, and dude was like, when were you going to tell me that Tate blew the whistle to the FCC about Weston Holdings? And he like, what? So he was like, all right, let me handle this. So when he leaves out the room, Diana breaks into his dorm room and starts going through his stuff. And she then finds the folder about, Whitman's case. And I was like, why would he just have it underneath the bed? Like, Tariq is too smart to just take it and then put it underneath his bed. Come on, writers. Stop making stuff just so easy. Like, if that's the case, Davis could have held on to it. And then the way they had Davis hiding his keys to his safe underneath his little keyboard, like, come on now. With all the valuable information there, he just gonna have it sitting under there where anybody can get it. Like, make it make sense. Like, y'all just make stuff too easy to make the storyline flow, and it'd be ridiculous. So Diana takes the information to Drew and asks Drew, why was Lorenzo Prince found at Zeke's murder site? And Drew, of course, then puts 2 and 2 together, figures everything out, that Monet was behind it. Kane confirms it. And then they all head over to Monet's house to confront her. And Monet get to going off on them about how Lorenzo won ish and how Lorenzo set Drew up to get jumped by the Guapo people, and how the only reason why he wanted Diana out the house is because she a nosy bee. She ain't got no problems calling that girl a bee. And how he then used her to be selling up there at the school. And I was like, well, she does kind of make sense there. And at that point, Diana started going off on her, calling her ain't shit mama, and all of this is her fault. And it looked like they're about to fight until Drew pushes Diana back. And I love this part. This was my favorite part, when Monet was like, let that bee go. Let her go. Like, she been ready to F Diana up for a long time. So Diana was like, you should be the one dead. And Monet went to go steal on her. And Drew was like, don't you ever put your hands on her. And she was like, get the F out, mushing him all in the face. She was like, I don't need y'all MFers. And she put them out, baby. She put them out. Like, that was some of the best acting Mary J. Blige did on this show, because it was like, that was really her. That was hood Mary right there. So Tariq meets up with some deep voice B. I'm like, who is this? Who is this man, woman? I didn't know what that was. Who he had following Braden. So he put on his gloves, because he was like, if Brayden ain't gonna do it, I'm gonna do it. So then we see Brayden upstairs talking to Lucas. And he was like, just sign a letter clearing the rest of the family and set yourself up in a non-extradited country. And he was like, I'm not going to do that, because I got my bases covered. You going to go to jail for selling drugs. Kiki and your daddy going to go to jail for the Ponzi scheme. And I'm going to be scot-free. And when Brayden finally sees that this dude ain't going to cooperate and go F over the family, he gets so enraged that he grabs him and pushes him over the edge of the rooftop, and then his body slams onto a car, and Tariq is standing there like, oh, so he did come through. Good job. And he skedaddles on his way. And I was like, thank God Brayden finally put in some work. Thank goodness. About time. So Kane dresses up like young Malcolm X to go see Effie in jail. And Kane tells her to flip on Tariq, and she was like, I'm not going to do that. I'm just not built like that. And he was like, you mean to tell me you could risk your life for this dude? And I'm the one that's here for you? And she was like, I never asked you to be here. She was like, you can dip. You can dip. And so he was like, man, F you. And I was like, you did all that and got your feelings hurt at the end of the day. Effie is a savage. She don't care about none of y'all. She low-key, of course, fast feelings for Tariq. But at the end of the day, Effie gonna be for Effie. And you got your little feelings hurt. Woo, woo, woo. So 2-Bit, surprisingly, pulls up on Tariq and says that Sax sent him a letter with the info on where Tasha is hiding. But the only way he gonna give it to Tariq is if Tariq gives him $100K on top of what he already owes him and the keys to his whip. So Tariq gives him his new car in trade for 2-Bit's little old school. So I was like, this little nigga just got a car, and now he over here riding around in a hoopty, because he could have already been riding around in a hoopty for the last 2 seasons. So we then see Tariq in the car. He calling Tamika like, yo, you need to get more security around my mama because their location been compromised. She was like, all right, I'm going to get somebody over there tonight. So then we see Tariq sitting outside the house watching his grandmama, Big Mama, and Tasha arguing while Tasha bringing in groceries, and Big Mama like, you shouldn't have that little girl out all times of the night like you was, talking about Yaz. Now, I don't know how Yaz peeped Tariq, but she peeped Tariq, run over to the car. Tariq, oh my God, wait till I tell Big Mama and Mama. And then he hear a car rumbling. He's like, yo, lay down, sit down. The car pull up, and it's Tommy. Happy to see my boot back. Tommy pows one of the police officers, gets into the house, holds Tasha at gunpoint. You know, he want his revenge. Tasha is scared. She like, you gonna just do this in front of Big Mama and Yaz? They could walk on her any moment. They having a little face off. Tariq comes in and hold the gun at him and was like, I'm not gonna let you kill my mama, like, period, point blank. And the third, Tasha like, y'all gotta stop. We gotta put all this aside. We gotta be there for each other. And then one of the other guards that was shot comes in and tries to shoot Tommy but misses. Tommy then pows him, and before Tariq can pull the trigger and pow Tommy, he's hit over the back of the head. And I'm knowing that Tasha was the one that hit him over the back of the head because she did not want him to shoot Tommy in order to save her. Next thing we know, we see Tariq wake up in a hospital bed, and Tamika was like, oh, Tariq, I'm so sorry. But, you know, the person that broke into the house got away, and your mother is missing, and we think that the person that came in might have taken her, but Big Mama and Yaz are okay. Do you know who it was? And of course Tariq ain't gonna say who it was, and he just like, you gotta be effing kidding me. And that's when the episode goes off. I will say, despite some of the, idiocracies in this episode, it was a really good episode 9. It was great to see Tasha, 2-Bit, Tommy, Yaz, Big Mama all in this episode. It was action packed. It was funny at times. Loved the scene with the Zahada kids going up against Monet. That was like probably my favorite scene of the night, outside of seeing Tasha, my girl. So can't wait for the season finale episode next week. I know that the first episode 9 and 10 already leaked. I could have actually already watched them, but I didn't want to. I wanted to wait until they actually aired. But season 4 of Power has already begun filming. So super excited about that. And Starz announced that within the next few days, we'll be getting information on Power Book 3 Force. We'll be getting information on the premiere date for season 2 for that coming really, really soon. So I'm super excited because I loved season 1 of Force. So yeah, I'm going to give episode 9 an A-. It was good. It was good. I don't take this show too seriously. It's like a nighttime soap opera for me. But yeah, it was good. It was cute. Y'all let me know what y'all thought about it down below in the comment section. Make sure to thumbs up this video, like and subscribe, and hit the notification bell button. I love you guys, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.